Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. This is from an estimate that we did last week, and there are so many problems here. This is 20 acres of land, but we're starting here by the pool, and you can see the channel drain. You saw the catch basin someone added, have no idea why. But this is a very long channel drain, and when it rains hard, water floods into that family room right there. But the channel drain looks great. So what's going on here? Why is there a problem with this channel drain? You'll see it's beautiful. It runs all the way around the pool. We do need to clean it. I can see that there's debris down in the line and it probably runs up and downhill. But still, it should drain pretty well. But as we follow it here to the corner, you can see my foot that's popping up and down. So the channel drain's not secure. But look, it runs right into this bathroom. And when we go in the bathroom, you can actually see evidence of water. And he said that sometimes his wife says that it's flooded in there. After a rain, it's flooded. Channel drain ends here. And he told me that the line actually runs out and across and over to that little pond. I do see a 10-inch line over there in the corner, but I think that comes from the retaining wall, another problem on the property. So these kind of problems are what we face, every day. And if you've got a channel drain that is like this and it's, 200 feet long and you're getting water down, in or under your floor, you've got hardwood floors buckling, it's probably because the water is leaking out of each seam going through those pavers underground and into your house. And you can see the water damage coming out of that wall. That line must discharge and run out to the front. Look at the water along the walk. The water is, there must be a drain that runs out through there, through that wall. But here's another problem. Look at all this water here just right by the sidewalk. Where is this coming from? As we explore further, we see a retaining wall. And he told me that behind that wall, there is a French drain. But look at all the water that's coming through this wall. So why, if there's a drain back there, gravel perforated pipe, why is there so much water on this side, the downhill side of the wall? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Probably that line is not down very deep. It's not down at the footer. And look at all that water in his yard. It's tremendous. So out here in the front, he has a few gutters, and he's got these things splashed out. He told me that when they moved in, the lines worked, but they stopped working. So he ended up splashing out both of these downspouts out into the front yard. And of course, that just adds to the wetness of his yard. We need to come out and clean these lines, find out where they go. He has told me some ideas of where he thinks they go, but we need to put the machine down there, follow the line, listen to it, find out what's going on underground. What an eyesore, and they've been living with this since the day they moved in about a year ago. The downspout drain is the most important drain in the rainwater drainage system. All of that roof water needs to get away from the foundation. And yes, he's moved it out into the yard, but now it's just a flood in the yard. Up here at the house, you'll also notice that there's a small channel drain coming across the walk. You see it right here? You'll also notice a small piece of 4-inch corrugated coming into the channel drain. Where is that coming from? He told me that that comes from the front downspouts. So they're running through that bed and out through that channel drain going somewhere. Next, let's look at the driveway. You can see the water damage, see the cracks and the water coming up through the cracks. It's all coming from behind that retaining wall. There are no gutters on this section of the house. He plans to put gutters up here. That will help out 60 or 70%, to move that roof water away from this driveway. But we need to pull all those shrubs, put a whole new line in behind the wall, down at the footer level, seal the wall, and then, of course, discharge that. That's gravel perforated pipe, what people call a French drain. But it must be down at the footer level for it to work. We've got a great discharge as it comes around. You can see the property drops off dramatically. So gravity discharge is perfect. So the new line can come down and discharge over the hill and let that drain away. There is a creek down at the bottom of that hill, so that's perfect for the discharge. He also told me that he had estimates from several companies, and none of them wanted to try to clean any of the lines or find them, mostly because they don't have the capability to do so. But he had estimates of $60,000, $70,000 to correct just these problems that I've shown you. And, if you can find a company that can clean the drains, they'll be able to dig that up where there's a problem, make a repair, and possibly save you $50,000, $60,000.
Remember, don't do this. This line, this downspout drain is probably cleanable, but the person actually splashed it out, and you can see it just leaves one big mess. So from this channel drain, we need to explore. Looks like there's a French drain there. So they'll dig it all up. And what they've got is, it looks like a pipe with sock wrapped around it. And you notice this channel, this catch basin, this is not attached to the channel drain. It actually runs over and then on out to the pond. But let's see what's going on here. I'm trying to get down to the pipe. So it looks like they went from 2-inch somehow into a 4-inch corrugated pipe. We need to find out if that's perforated pipe or is it just solid corrugated. And we think that that line runs down through here to an old existing downspout drain, which is right here. Looks like this line comes over and it just goes, and it's going to go through that retaining wall and come out on the other side. So we're hoping that that line from where Chuck's digging in the channel drain comes through, attaches to this old downspout, comes through this wall, under the wall, and attaches to this downspout, and somehow it's coming out, going out here into the yard. Let me walk you down here where we think things are going. There is a 24-inch culvert pipe that runs through this yard. It starts way up at the top. And it's also failing. But I think the downspout drains tie into that 24-inch culvert, which comes and goes under his drive. You can see it from here. There's a couple of catch basins there. And these are 10-inch openings that drop directly down onto the 24-inch culvert. And you can see them coming across, and this is failing. Can you see how the slab is broken and pulling away from the driveway? He has poured so much sand in here, and of course there's a hole in that line, so it just continues to erode. But this is where we think all the downspouts drain come, is somewhere into this 24-inch culvert. So we're going to find out. So even more uncommon is they've got a T connected to it. So that means something's coming from this direction, and then also the line looks like it goes out this way. And that could be that it's just coming out and turning and running down this direction. So we found out that this line actually drops down deep. And what we're going to do is try to follow it, keep pushing it. Don't get too close, it'll be real hard to pull it in and out. But we're going to push this cable down this line as far as we can. We can hear it if it's down here. If it's down underneath of this patio, it'll be really hard to hear because of the bricks and it's quite deep. Okay, what I want you to do is measure it, pull it back from there. Let's see where you're at. But hold your hand there and pull that cable back. Let's see how far it went in. So, yep, you could find that there's a T right here or a 90 or something right here. But let's try to, let me. Okay, we put the hose in this line. I can hear the water running in this catch basin. So we know that there's a T right over here and they're connecting together. So what we're gonna do is put the cable down through here and see where this goes. Okay, from this catch basin, we have water flow where I showed you on the sidewalk. Tons of water that comes out of there, but you can see it's backed up. What we're going to do is send a cable down through this line and see if we can open up this catch basin. It's also possible that it ties into that catch basin, but we're going to find out. Kind of leave it. So they brought the line over and it just dead ends right here, and there's a French drain that it's supposed to go into, and you can see that the French drain's not working. Okay, remember the eyesore, and I wrote, do not do this. Well, we've cleaned these lines, and you wouldn't believe where they go. You would expect this line to come out and run out somewhere downhill to a culvert. There's a culvert that comes across and over to the driveway. You would absolutely think that. This line sent a cable down through, we could hear it. It came up here to this pot of bamboo. It turned and it went under the wall, heading back towards the pool. And what it does is it tees into, can you see that downspout over there, the old one? It tees into that approximately right here. So the line came from that front downspout under the wall, tees in here, and this line you would still think ran across, but it comes over to this muddy area that we just covered up, and that's where all that terminates. In addition, we found a French drain here only halfway down the wall. So there's no way that that's going to stop the water coming down that hill, because the water comes from the footer level. It has to be much deeper. In addition, there's quite a bit. In addition, there is a catch basin right over here, a big 12 by 12. Can you see it? That line had tree roots in it. There's a little pile right there. That line runs down along behind this fence, and it ties into the French drain, which is not deep enough, but that's where that catch basin goes. So there is another drain underneath of this wall, or at the bottom level, that we're going to have to replace. In addition, I love to keep saying that, in addition, this channel drain and this little catch basin, you would think would go that way. But you saw that video, there comes out, there's a T, and both of these drains tie together and they run over to that retaining wall. So, even doing all these cleanings, we have saved him truly thousands of dollars. Otherwise we'd have to replace all of this drain that is here, all of this drain and the drain, downspout drains in the front, over to this section underneath the patio. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands. So by cleaning those drains, spending $1,000 or so to clean the drains, we explored and we found out what needs to be done here. So here's where he had this one splashed out, and you can see the downspout So we went ahead and cleaned this line. It comes through the lava bed. It does exactly what he thought it did. Came over here, made a 90, turned and went through the channel drain, made another sharp 90, and then I just showed you that it just butted up against the French drain, which isn't working because you can see all the water. But this drain line drains all the way down. You can kind of see it. I'm walking right across the top of it where the grass is dead. That's usually where you find a problem with a French drain. But it comes down here to a 24-inch culvert, and they created a really nice spillway for the driveway with two 10-inch atrium grates that drop down into that culvert. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.